You are watching the USA Network.
From Long Beach, California, it's the new Toyota Pro Celebrity Race. Starring rock and rollin' Ted Nugent, Three's Company's Josie Harrison, Rocco Bustin', Larry Mahan, and disc jockey Harry Newman, author David Barry, actor Parker Stevenson, super athlete Bruce Jenner, hilarious Robert Hayes, and the talented singer Paul Williams. Long-throwing Joe Montana and hard-tackling Jack Hacksaw Reynolds. And the Super Pros, Barnelli Jones and Dan Gurney. Kathy Rood. The Britisher, Mark Thatcher. And Jose Le Garza. And what a perfect day it was for racing around the 2.13-mile course here at Long Beach. And as the cars take their warm-up lap, I'd like to welcome one of the greatest drivers that I know, Mr. Dan Gurney. Thank you for being with us, Dan. This type of racing, this celebrity events, it's quite often lightly regarded, but that shouldn't be the case, should it?
Well, I'm sure the pros are ready to race. The celebrities, they're all champions in their own fields. They have great desire, great pride. I'm sure they're going to be racing also. It's going to be a real race.
Okay, we're looking forward to it and about ready to count you down into the race time itself. So watch it close. Just trying to get into the Long Beach circuit on race day can be a hassle, but not for the one they call Crazy Ted Nugent, who came in by chopper. And our man on the scene, none other than Paul Williams, had a chance to talk to Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent, terrible Ted Nugent. You just got off your helicopter, got in the car, and started to rock and roll.
Yeah, another typical pace in the day of young Ted, you know what I mean? We come out of Michigan, jump in the race car, and boogie-woogie all day long. Paul, what more could a young boy from Detroit need, you know what I mean?
He's a rich rock and roller that terrifies all of us calm people. You're pretty quick, though. You've been racing for how long?
Well, I started playing games when they offered me a ride in some of these celebrity challenge things, you know. And
off-road?
Yeah, the off-road stuff, and I got a kick out of that because I've always kind of taken great pride in my rush hour maneuvers back in Detroit. So when they offered to get me behind the wheel of one of these cars, I jumped at it because I dig it, and I started that in probably '79, so I got a few years under my belt.
Meanwhile, Parker Stevenson performed the difficult task of signing autographs, and Paul found two superstars to talk with.
I'm talking to two of the typical leading men you find in football in America today. Hacksaw Reynolds and Joe Montana. I got to ask Joe first of all, because I saw you out there, and you're not running like a novice. How did that feel out there?
Well, I'll tell you, the first time we got out there, I was a little nervous and unsure of myself, and unsure in the car. I felt a lot better the second time, and I thought I was running a lot better times. I haven't seen them, but I hope so.
Yeah, if you spoke, you look like the way you're driving. If you spoke with an accent, you could be a pro. Now, Hacksaw, how did you feel out there? Because when you started, admit, didn't you have a little trepidation when first day we ran out of Riverside?
I sure did. You know, it's a little different, you know, being on the football field and being behind a car, you know. I can control my body, but I don't know if I can control that car.
Why is it you have nerve to try to catch one, and yet, you know, you felt, what's impressive is that despite the trepidation, you're running pretty quick.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I feel a little bit better today than I had the last time, but so I gave it my best shot.
Your growth has been, I don't bandy about words like growth a lot, but your growth has been pretty quick, and it's impressive.
Well, I don't really know how far I've grown, but we'll see tomorrow.
He can handle Mean Joe Green, but he can't handle a compliment. What am I going to tell you?
While author David Barry also enjoyed practicing his riding skills, Paul found some of the more attractive drivers to talk with.
People say to me, you're a fool to get out there and race. I'm no dummy, because there are beautiful ladies in racing. Kathy Rood has been running a Mazda RX-7.
Yes.
What do you think about about running these Toyotas?
Oh, I think it's a heck of a lot of fun, and I love running here at the Toyota Long Beach Grand Prix. It's great. I love it.
We're running, I think, fairly comparable times in these cars. I know you'd leave me behind probably in that Mazda, but do you enjoy the individual races inside a race?
Well, that's the most interesting part, is the strategy involved.
What about next season? What are you going to be doing next season?
Well, this season I'm going to be running Toyotas in the IMSA GTU series, doing all the major endurance races and selected sprint races. We're really excited about working with Toyota. They've been really supportive, and they're just a fantastic, enthusiastic
You're going to
group
go a
of
little
people.
quicker in those cars than we are in this, aren't
A
you?
little bit, yes. In the Mazdas, anyway, our top speed at Daytona through the banking is about 165. So.
That's quick. Thank you, Kathy. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Jenny Lee Harrison is the newcomer to racing also, and she's supposed to be real slow out there, just pretty and kind of silly. And
That's what I'm supposed to be out
that's
there?
what you're supposed to be, but you're not doing that.
I'm just supposed to be pretty and silly?
You're running a little quicker than I thought.
I surprised you? I'm good, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think you're good and beautiful. How do you feel after that?
How do I feel?
Any fear?
Any fear? Sure, I'm scared to death.
Now you know how I feel right now, folks. Scared, but you got to take your chances.
For Bruce Jenner's son, learning how to get out of his helmet took some doing. And we talked to his father about some racing tips.
I'm with Bruce Jenner, and about, was it a year ago that I managed to run into you?
Actually, it was 2, but you did run into me, yeah.
Remember you took me in the alley and explained...
I explained the finer art of racing and not taking... No, it really was. It was just a slight slip-up, that's all.
Bruce, when I...
me out on the backstretch.
When I see you at 115 miles an hour, I decided to go as fast as him no matter what my ability, and it didn't work out. You're working a lot on the tube now, doing color on various sporting events. You seem to have a kind of a feel for anything you try. Can you tell me anything about racing I don't know? I'm sure you can, but would you?
Would I? No. Tomorrow afternoon about 1 o'clock, I think we'll talk. We'll talk racing.
And we'll be right back with racing action after this.
Hey, what's a nice family like the Vengroves doing in a place like this?
We're going on vacation.
The four-wheel drive Toyota Tercel wagon is on the move again. Destination, fun. Because this Tercel switches from front wheel to four-wheel drive on command.
There it is!
Wow. And gives the best gas mileage of any four-wheel drive car. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's also spacious, smooth, tough.
What a feeling. Toyota.
You can tell by the crowd at Mike's place what's on USA Cable Network. Because every weeknight there's a different live Major League sport. Monday it's NHL hockey. Tuesday college football or basketball. Wednesday pro soccer. Thursday NBA basketball. And Friday that's pro boxing. But you don't have to go to Mike's. You can enjoy USA at home. USA Cable Network. Weekend sports every weeknight.
Let's take a look at the track. They'll get the green on Ocean Boulevard, then down Linden Hill through the S-turns and into the International Hairpin. A new kink will slow them down before the long backstretch, and then they go into the brand new part of the track. Well, let's take a look at the starting grid as they set them up. In row 1, it'll be Jenny Lee Harrison and Jack Hacksaw Reynolds. Row 2 will be Harry Newman and author David Barry. Row 3 will be Parker Stevenson and Joe Montana. Row 4, Paul Williams and Ted Nugent. In row 5, Bruce Jenner and Larry Mahan. The 6th row, all by himself, it'll be Robert Hayes. Then you step back a bit and find the pro drivers in their own category, and in row 1 there, Kathy Rood and Mark Thatcher. The 2nd row will be Parnelli Jones and Dan Gurney. And in row 3, all by himself, Jose Legarza. And now they're setting up and going down for the green flag section. Here comes the pressure. The flag will turn green right about now. There it is. And these drivers, the celebrities out in front. And then I think about 30 seconds behind them come the pro drivers. But here are the gaggle full of celebrities in these Toyotas getting ready to make the turn. Look out, Dan. There's a bunch of them.
Did you see that smoke? One of them had the brakes locked up, banging into two other cars.
These cars are really just modified street versions of the Toyota, are they not?
It's the Toyota Celica. It has the Supra wheels and tires on it, the same tires they sell in the Supra. And it also has the roll bars and the mesh screen on the passenger side, on the driver's side, to restrain anything coming out in the event of an accident. But the brakes are standard, and just the roll bar is a very important ingredient there.
Out in front of it at the moment, it is Hacksaw Reynolds, who is about as virgin as any race driver can get. This is his first time to ever really compete. And trying in underneath him right now, it looks like Ted Nugent, the rock and roll crazy man, getting ready. Whoa, a lot of strange traffic right in there.
Oh, it's hard to get through that hairpin. You feel like you should go faster, but you have to slow right down to a walk.
And I think it is Ted Nugent out in front now as they come into that new kink section of the racetrack. And let's watch it closely. Yeah, they've got them all colored the same way this year. It makes it a little bit tougher for everybody to figure out who's driving what.
You heard Paul Williams call him Terrible Ted. He's actually, he was a very aggressive driver, like a bit of a madman. There's a real good pass coming into the hairpin, isn't it?
Yes, there's Parker Stevenson right there making a move. Stevenson is no rookie at this.
That is part of the straightaway, I'm sorry. Here they'll be coming towards the hairpin.
How fast do they get running on the long chute?
They're indicating over 118 miles per hour, so it's really serious racing.
Well, 115 miles an hour can get you in trouble. These guys, whoa, Nugent showing you some of his best stuff. These gentlemen are all celebrity stars from their own particular field. They're specialists. They're very good at what they do. Here they've all of a sudden have to appear in front of 80,000 people live doing some racing. It puts a lot of pressure on them, does it not?
I think you're right, Bruce. Each and every one of them are champs in their own business, and they have a great deal of pride. Look at Terrible Ted Nugent again. He's really having a good time, and he's trying hard.
Nugent with Stevenson following him right now. Parker Stevenson in the second place spot. And you can see the skid marks left right there on the street. In the practices earlier, and these guys have been all over the racetrack.
I think just making the commitment to accept this, the drive in this race is a big thing. It requires a great deal of courage, Bruce. Courage, raw courage.
Raw courage to take the challenge itself.
Well, there's a great deal of danger. I think you can see it in the tentative approach that a man who probably is seldom frightened, Hacksaw Reynolds, you can see he's a little bit concerned about it. He's a man from a very violent sport, and yet he's not too sure that he should be doing this, and I appreciate that.
Well, he could take your head off with one hand if he got the right shot at you. And I've always been impressed with the way that man plays for the San Francisco 49ers. It used to be the way he played for the Rams, but they lost him, right? We've got two other good 49ers. Joe Montana is in this also, and he's not really a race driver per se.
Another man with enormous pride and great skill, and he wants very much to look good in front of the others.
Paul Williams had a chance to talk with Parker Stevenson about how he started into racing.
I'm doing some of the Formula 4 stuff up at Riverside. Yeah, I'm just kind of beginning the program there.
With the British school?
Yeah, with the British school. They've got a racing program that runs through the whole season.
You're doing something, and I don't like what I see. You're getting quicker.
Am I?
You're still having fun,
working
though.
on it.
If he wasn't, it's too bad the fellow isn't decent looking. He could make a living, Get away from me. Thanks, Parker.
Thank you.
Paul Williams really puts a lot of personality into his interviews, doesn't he, Dad?
He sure does, but he's also measuring his driving skill and performance against each and every one of the people he's interviewing.
He's done this before, and Paul Williams is pretty tough out on the racetrack.
Paul is very good, and when he does make a mistake, it seems to bother him tremendously. I mean, he really is trying to compete.
From your position, starting with this 30-second handicap, we're looking right now at Larry Mahan, the six-time all-around pro cowboy award winner. He's one of the best, but he's also taking his first drive here at Long Beach. But for you, Dan, you've got to work through an awful lot of traffic. Is this some very tough traffic to get through, or what?
Well, I watched Larry Mahan, and he really is a trier. He had that car sideways very often, and it didn't always help his speed, but he really was a trier, and he never did give up. As far as going through the traffic is concerned, you have to size up each and every individual car-driver combination and decide how to do it. You have to take a short course in what you think they're going to do and then try and get by them.
Are they consistent? I mean, you have to come up and quickly make a decision to get around it.
I think as a former racing driver, a professional, I have the ability of sizing up what I think they're going to do, and there's a call for a great deal of judgment calls and split-second decisions.
Well, decision time is happening out there right now for Robert Hayes as Jenner and Hayes are beginning to get into this fray. It is Ted Nugent out in front, Stevenson second, and we're coming back to Long Beach.
Watch two high-powered scoring attacks shine on the next edition of USA's Thursday Night NBA. Magic Johnson, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, and the Pacific Division leading Los Angeles Lakers battle Denver. The Nuggets have been shining behind the league's top scorers, Alex English and Kiki Vandeweghe. Jump into Thursday Night NBA, the Lakers and Nuggets, live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, on the USA Cable Network. May not be seen in some areas.
Want to know what's new and exciting on the cabaret circuit? Well, you don't have to travel or stand online for those exclusive but hard-to-get-to club performances. USA's Hotspot puts you practically on stage with some of the hottest new bands on the music scene today. You'll get to preview some future stars and catch rare appearances by some well-known club circuit favorites. Your guest pass is waiting on Hotspots tonight at 11 Eastern on the USA Cable Network.
Mark Thatcher had a bit of a problem here while we were gone at commercial, and that's Kathy Rude and Thatcher apparently bumping.
It looked as though they got tangled coming out of that corner. Thatcher was third fastest qualifier in this race, so he was really able to run very fast.
Not a lot of people really think that Thatcher is that good, but he's done an awful lot of different forms of driving, hasn't he?
He received a tremendous amount of ribbing for getting lost in the Sahara just a few weeks before that. There was a worldwide search for him.
That is Dan Gurney right there as he just passed Jose Legarza, and Jose did not make it real easy, or did he?
Jose was strange. I'm not sure what happened. On the straightaway, he was leading comfortably, and all of a sudden it looked as though he missed a shift. I couldn't tell if he did it purposely or not. It looked almost as though he didn't want me following him so close and putting on that extra pressure.
Do you drive watching your mirrors?
Oh, yes. You must be aware of the mirrors. You can get knocked out of the race from behind as easily as from front.
Now, we've mounted a camera inside Dan Gurney's car during practice, and Dan, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Well, you can see I just passed Jenny Lee Harrison in practice. We're going right past the start-finish line towards the first turn on, which is the downhill down Linden Avenue. And I don't know if you can feel it, but there we are going downhill, and here is a real clot of cars ahead, including Parnelli Jones. You can probably see some fairly rapid hand movements. This is sort of a very slow turn. You can see the inside tires spinning there. That's the smoke coming off of those tires. And here we are setting up for that long left. And I'm having a little bit of fun and games trying to keep the car going the way I want to.
When you put you and Parnelli together in a practice session, you're a tough duo, aren't you?
Anytime you get Parnelli involved, well, you have your work cut out for you.
Now we're back in the racing action itself, and as we pick it up, that is Ted Nugent coming at you. He's currently leading. The battle, though, is for second place, and it is Jenner and Robert Hayes right now battling hard for second. And this one is one of the best battles of the whole race.
I would say they're the three toughest celebrities. Very good racers.
Again, Nugent out in front.
Although Nugent has them all handled right. Look at that. I mean, they're serious.
They also ought to bring their own body and fender repairmen. Look out, Hayes. Hang on to it, boy. Robert Hayes apparently coming out on the short end between he and Jenner's slight confrontation there as the top three now sit. It is Nugent out in front, Jenner second, Hayes third, and Parker Stevenson fourth.
It looks like Bruce is starting to reel
Nugent?
in.
Yeah, Nugent.
Terrible tip.
The concentration level required from these drivers has got to be enormous to go the whole 10 laps on this long course, isn't it?
I would certainly say so. I know that was a comment that many of the other athletes mentioned, and I think Bruce has probably that's been one of his strong suits all along in all of his activities, so he's probably very good at that concentration and maintaining that concentration.
Well, he can sure apply himself to any one form of sport and get it figured out in a hurry right now. As you look now, the city of Long Beach building some brand new marinas right here, and obviously the town is alive and coming alive and loves their Grand Prix racing and loves this whole weekend. It's been a fun deal, and the celebrity race now is getting quite serious as we look up and see Ted Nugent in front, Jenner second, Hayes third, Stevenson, and a guy named Dan Gurney running in the fifth place spot at the moment. The turn right here, the Queen's turn, has changed a lot from last year, hasn't it?
Yes, it used to be a hairpin. Now it leads into this new section of the circuit. And it's a good place because there are some opportunities to pass. I was giving it a try there. In fact,
yeah, did Stevenson actually let you by, or did you have to open that up?
It looked as though he wasn't really sure what to do, and eventually he did let me by, which was just fine by me.
Somehow it would have to be an imposing sight to look up in your mirror and see Dan Gurney breathing on your back bumper. Here comes Gurney up the hill now as he has gotten by. Parker Stevenson has moved into the fourth place spot, overcoming not only all the traffic, but also the 30-second handicap to work his way through the celebrity field. And out in front, it's still the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent out in front. Bruce Jenner, the DECA athlete, in second. Robert Hayes third.
Looks like Hayes was going to have another go at him on the braking for this first turn again. He didn't do it.
the course speed here is an average of over 50 miles an hour, and these cars take quite a beating, don't they?
Well, they take everything that these pros and celebrities can hand out, and they stand up remarkably well. I was very impressed. My car was good all during the race.
There aren't an awful lot of modifications to them. They run wall brushing up against the wall.
Was that close enough or what?
It looks like we got a piece of the wall right there in car number 7, and that being...
Oh, here we are inside my car again with the camera mounted on the roll bar. That's Parnelli Jones ahead in the previous day's practice. Watch this move when I try to get in there.
Good old Rufus. You guys, Rufus Parnelli Jones, one of the most fantastic American drivers to ever come around. Came out of the dirt section, too, by the way.
It's a great privilege to get to compete with a fellow like Parnelli.
Well, this racetrack itself...
Still a smoke from the braking there. Some heavy braking going on.
And apparently there was an oil flag right along there in the corner. I don't know, during a practice session.
Yeah, the little car a little loose. We were turning right in a left-hand turn.
Now,
this is going on to the straightaway now, Bruce.
This is where we get
very important to get the shifting right, which, I just missed. I got 5th gear instead of 3rd.
Is that what you're telling us?
That's right.
Okay.
The old pro makes another mistake.
Gurney blows a shift and admits it on national TV. Not bad. Here comes that battle for the lead. As Nugent...
Look at that. Jenner did it.
Jenner outbraking
Now, that was a good pass. On-braking past terrible Ted.
Now, Nugent was not ready for that outbraking maneuver, and here comes Hayes trying to follow him through.
Concentration again. Squeeze Hayes there.
Hayes trying to pass where nobody else.
See?
And another one.
Look at this.
Door handle to door handle, and around goes Robert Hayes. Hayes with the spin out. Hayes
Nugent came out on top.
All right. You had a pretty good front row seat.
I imagine Hayes is plenty hot.
You had a front row seat for that whole thing happening.
I did. They were going to be tough to pass. Luckily, they helped me out a lot there.
All right, and now Nugent.
At that. Is that enough or what? I tell you, he's trying.
Nugent really does give you everything.
Oh, he gives it everything and then some.
You said that he drives a different style.
He drives with great abandon. He has a lot of skill, a lot of confidence, and no fear whatsoever. And he's just a whale of a trier. Look at him. He's sideways half the time.
Now, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm setting him up. If I can get through this turn a little faster, I can get down this little short straightaway fast enough to maybe be there on the inside of the turn.
And he doesn't want to give you an inch.
No. Well, see, now that little slip probably cost him the ability to get inside me at this turn. So that was a pass.
All right, Dan Gurney.
Pretty clean one. To get by the Madman the clean way is pretty difficult.
The Motor City Madman now relegated to the 3rd place spot as Gurney goes away from him. We'd like to point out, too, that these cars all...
I'm glad it was so easy.
All theoretically, they've got the same amount of horsepower, and it's just a little bit of finesse.
Well, they're all 5-speed shifters, and if you can avoid having to grandma the shift, well, you can gain 1/100th of a second here or there. It's very important on the shifting.
All right, the lead right now is Bruce Jenner. Dan Gurney is running in a 2nd place spot, and Nugent has now dropped to the 3rd place position as we're getting to the closing stages in this celebrity event. We're looking right now at car number 3, and that's Jenny Lee Harrison, and car number 11, Harry Newman, and Hacksaw Reynolds. And I think, Dan, this is the battle for last place.
Oh, boy. You say...
There's an awful lot of pride showing here. Nobody wants to be last, and Hacksaw Reynolds apparently right now is driving in the cleanup position.
Wasn't he leading on the first lap?
I think now that Jack Hacksaw Reynolds has held every position available in this whole field. Out in front of it, it's Jenner with Gurney still breathing on him. Nugent 3rd, Garza in 4th, and Parker Stevenson in the 5th place spot on the last lap. And we're going to follow that battle for just a second here yet for that wrap-up spot.
This is the last chance to see who's last, right?
Reynolds still wants to get by somebody. Uh-oh. Who's that? That's Robert Hayes, I think. And he hits the tires once again just to prove it.
Looks like he can't find the right gear, doesn't it?
He might have had some kind of a problem with shift linkage. He's also got dents on every corner. Here comes the replay on it. Let's see what happened to Hayes.
Okay, this is concentration. Towards the end of the race, look at that. He's tried to go by, but he left it too late, and here he was burning up the brakes and couldn't really turn.
Well, it ended unceremoniously for Robert Hayes with 1 lap yet to go, and Jenner's out in front. We had a chance to talk with him earlier.
The reason I like racing is because not only it's very competitive and the speed and it's exhilarating, but it's a very technical sport as far as developing the car, the finesse that you need to drive the car, to be able to drive it smoothly and drive it as fast as you can through a turn. It sort of contradicts itself. You have to be so aggressive, and but then on the other hand, you have to be so smooth that that combination is difficult to get. So it makes it real challenging for me.
Damn, that man could be good at just about anything he wanted to do, couldn't he?
Well, he certainly did a great job in this race and in other car races. Considering the amount of experience he's had, he's exceptionally good.
In front of it, as they're working the last half of the last lap, it is Bruce Jenner in car number 10. Dan Gurney has still got a shot at him, but it's a real prayer. He's a long way back, but he had to overcome an awful lot to get to where he is, leading the pro category. And this race has been an interesting one. The Toyota celebrities always are, and I think Long Beach is going to be their home for a lot of years to come.
It's a great event. I know that these people enjoyed it tremendously. They'll talk about it for years and years to the grandchildren.
They'll also use a lot of body and fender repair here on these Toyota cars before they get them back set for another race. Coming down that final chute, and here comes the checkered flag for Bruce Jenner to take the win, and you see Dan appear off of Pine right there to finish in the second place spot. Garza third, Nugent fourth, and Parker Stevenson ending up fifth. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, what's a nice family like the Vengroves doing in a place like this?
We're going on vacation.
The four-wheel drive Toyota Tercel wagon is on the move again. Destination, fun. Because this Tercel switches from front wheel to four-wheel drive on command.
There it is!
Wow! And gives the best gas mileage of any four-wheel drive car. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's also spacious, smooth, tough.
Oh, what a feeling! Toyota.
Share determination and triumph with USA's exclusive national coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs, only on the USA Cable Network.
Well, the racing itself is now over, and the victory stand becomes the place where they all sit down. And Dan Gurney, it looks like you were having a little bit of fun right there.
Isn't that the rough part of the race, isn't it?
Also, Bruce Jenner will be climbing in. There he is, and he picks up his awards and rewards right there. There's a kind of an ambiance, a fun deal at a victory stand like that.
Well, the pressure is finally off, and I know I'm very proud, and Bruce is certainly even more proud.
Well, thank you, Dan Gurney, and thank you, Paul Williams. I'm Bruce Flanders, and we hope you enjoyed the Toyota Pro Celebrity Race from Long Beach.